up, Work Pack? It is Jam TJ, the licensed physical therapist assistant, back again with another PT session. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for rolling in and hanging. I hope you guys had an easier time when it came to holiday-itis. I know I did. I paced myself on the main course. I had maybe a little bit piece of some apple pie, but you know how that goes. You know, you gotta have the apple pie. But I hope everybody's doing well, getting ready for that holiday season. That's all it is, and that's how it should be. Make it chill, make it smooth, and also we're trying to stay to our fitness and our health journey, just to be mindful, to kind of give ourselves a head start before we go into the new year of 2022. Now, I know you guys are trying to get right. We do this every year. That's okay that we do it every year. But guess what? We're gonna do these a little bit differently this year, okay? So why don't we start? So before I get into this, make sure you guys head over to the Cool Attire shop to grab all your cool attire needs, your PT session needs, and for the holiday season, I'm giving you guys 30% off of your entire order if you use the code BLKWHT. That's black, white, okay, at checkout, so you guys can get 30% off. Happy holidays. You're welcome, okay? So before we get into this episode, disclaimer, this content is strictly a suggestion based from my personal experiences, clinical background, clinical education, and being that I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant. I am not giving any medical information, any medical needs or advice. I am simply giving better judgment and giving suggestions. Okay, so please bear with me with all these topics that are displayed with on the podcast and on the YouTube channel. Please use with great caution. Make sure that you talk with your primary care physician and your physical therapist before you do anything, you know, that could be detrimental to your health and your fitness, okay? I use everything with the utmost safety, so please guys, do that for me and perform at your own risk, okay? All right, now that's out the way. So I've worked on the cardiac floor for quite some time, you know, working in acute care at the hospital, and you know, I've treated my share of heart issues, you know, people that have cardiac issues, heart attacks, and other various, you know, cardiac issues and everything, but mainly heart attacks. And with these heart attacks, it comes with a surgery called a CABG, not cabbage the vegetable, but CABG, CABG, which stands for coronary artery bypass graft. Okay, now I've seen patients have this, you know, different variants of lives, different levels of what their injury or their disease that actually gave them to where they had to come into the hospital and actually have open heart surgery to have this stuff done. And this type of surgery is actually done by a cardiologist, and this happens to help give patients a quality of life. So in the world of cardiac rehab, cardiologists, the nurses, the PTs, the OTs, well, we know that the heart is a very vital organ to our existence. We know what makes the heart tick, and we know what makes the heart go to shit. Pardon my French, but that's what it is. But we're not going to simply talk about cardiology, so to speak. We're actually going to talk about staying in your heart rate zone to try and lose weight, or to try to keep a consistent regimen of running, jogging, walking, or weightlifting, okay? So I've been studying cardiac rehab and cardiac a little bit more, only because I've been running a lot more and training a lot more, and I know I've voiced my opinion to you guys that I hated running. I absolutely hated running growing up because of the negative connotation that it gave and that it built for me. But now I've actually grown to love to run, and I've changed that mindset to the point where I'm actually breaking down what I can maintain and what I can focus on when it comes to my heart rate. And I've actually done this, you know, a couple times. I was actually running too hard and having my heart rate too elevated, where it was in a cardio state instead of a caloric fat burning state. You feel what I'm saying? So when it comes to fitness, we have to be very mindful of our heart rate, just like I said, but also we have to be very self-aware of how we're feeling. Okay? Have you ever had times where you were working out so hard you couldn't breathe, you couldn't even talk to the person next to you? You're the one of those type of people that doesn't like to go and have conversations in the gym. I'm like that too. That's because I'm focused and I'm working out. If I have a little conversation with you, it's a quick little conversation, a quick little 1-2, whatever it may be. But that's just how it is. But have you ever thought about if you're doing an exercise that is very difficult, moderately difficult, or mildly difficult? Well, our heart rate and our body are very good indicators of this. And so if you've ever wondered what your target heart rate is, let's take a look at the chart that I have. So this chart shows age and percentages of projected heart rate within these ages. So this is how you determine what's going to either make or break your workout. So you have 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80% of your heart rate. Now, going beyond 80% is going beyond to your maximum heart rate, which can be alarming and also push you to the limit where you can't maintain your workouts consistently. We don't want to do that. We want to keep this consistent to where we can actually maintain this, so that way our workouts are more consistent, where we're not falling out of love with our workouts, where we're just like, oh, I can't do this anymore, it's too hard, it's too rough, I can't breathe, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's why we need to find what our target heart rate zone is. Let's do zone training. Okay, so when it comes to losing weight, there have been studies that show that maintaining your target heart rate can actually get into this zone here, and maintaining this when you're lifting weights or simply running, jogging, walking is actually more beneficial than going hard every single time you go into the gym. But the only way this works, like I said, is if you find out and you're absolutely able to maintain the heart rate range for your whole entire workout. So there's certain ranges that you can be in that's going to have you average out, because come on, you have to put in your rest breaks. You have to put in your time when you have to rest, take some water. If the workout was a little bit too hard, maybe up your rest to a minute 15, just to kind of give your body some time to kind of chill, okay? So there's another formula to find out your maximum heart rate, which actually finds where your fat burning or your caloric burning is going to happen within this range. So you want to do 220, which is the maximum heart rate that anybody can ever have before their heart explodes and they fall flat on the floor. 220 minus your age, okay? So when you do that, it's going to give you maximum heart number. So I'm 34. I do 220, I get that, minus my age. 186 is around into where my maximum is. I don't want to go anything over my maximum unless I'm training. I'm speed training for an event or trying to hit my PR for weightlifting, okay? I never want to go above that, because that's going to be very uncomfortable for me, where I'm pushing and I don't know if I have any more in the tank, and it's going to start to get very painful. Don't want to do that. So I have another little chart to show that, when it shows the age groups and relatively where you can be where it comes to fat burning and caloric deficit burning, or your caloric calories burning when you're doing your workouts. So you can actually see that one over there. Just take a little brief, and also I'm gonna have two of the links in. The first one where it shows the whole list of the 60, 65, 70, 75, and so forth. I'm gonna have that chart. I'm gonna have the website in the description, and also to find out your fat burning within the show notes too. So that link is also going to be there. But with counting our heart rate and our zone, we have to be mindful. We also have to have something that's a tracker, okay? Apple Watch, a Garmin, a Sun 2, a Fitbit, chest monitor, something that's going to track and hold us accountable. Like you can look down like, oh man, my heart rate's up. Oh, my heart rate's in the middle. Oh, my heart rate's kind of down. I could pick up the speed a little bit. Maybe I could go up a little bit of an incline. Maybe I can, put an extra burst into it. That's what's going to help us understand where we can be consistent. And once we kind of figure out how we're feeling, is it moderately difficult? Is it very difficult, mildly difficult, where we're like, okay, I could pick up the intensity, or let me tone it down a little bit. So that way I'm staying consistent. I'm burning, catching a sweat. I got it all over my body, and I'm in the zone, okay? Staying in our zone, okay? Also, another thing to be mindful while we're running and jogging and lifting, like I said, along with the heart tracker or heart rate tracker, pay attention to how you're breathing. Like, if you're able to hold that conversation, if you're able to sing that favorite tune, is it very intense? Is it moderately intense? Is it just right where you're like, cool, I can stay at this pace for my whole entire workout and I'm not gonna fall dead on the floor? That's what we have to do. But moderately intense workouts should be our bread and butter. We shouldn't have to go above unless we're absolutely training for something like a race, like a 5K, like I'm trying to train for and stuff like that too. But that's gonna be, a little bit later, a couple weeks later. But we have to be in that zone. And once we're in that zone and we're moderately working, putting that work in where it's kind of hard, but it's consistent, but I'm getting a good pump, boom, that's the bread and butter, rule of thumb, period. Don't even go anything more than that. But when you want to take a chill day, do mildly, intense workouts. You'll be good, you'll be Gucci, okay? So also, when we're doing this too, we have to be mindful of our posture. Our posture is everything. When we're running, our posture relaxed. We're not like this, running like this, lifting all crazy and wonky. Like, when we're running, it needs to be fluid. Everything needs to be fluid. Down from our head down to our feet. Our feet need to be heel toe in that sequence that we need to be in. Always. We don't need to have anything out of whack where we're throwing our feet out or where we're doing crazy things where we're lifting weights. No, we want this to be in sync. A good body, a good strong body, a good fluid body is actually going to give us more longevity to get in more lung capacity, more oxygen reserve, everything else, vital capacity. So that way we can expel this when we have to go hard and when we hit that, okay? We have to pay attention to this stuff because bad postures can lead to bad workouts and bad outcomes. We don't want that. We want good outcomes from this. And we're learning. Most of us were learning. Every day we're learning. There's always something new. And it's because we're self-aware of our body and we're being mindful of how our body acts to certain things, how our body relaxes and how our body gets a little bit heightened where we kind of need to back off. That's what it takes. That's what it comes down to. Okay? So, but if you're simply just trying to lose some lbs, aka some poundage, stay in your zone. Stay in your zone. That's what we're here for. That's why I'm talking about this. I'm taking a break from the PT, kind of getting into the health, fitness, wellness kind of thing, just for us to maintain. I know a lot of us, we fall off our workout regimens, our running regimens, because we're going too hard. But if we can find within that sweet spot of our heart rate, it's gonna be money. Gonna be so money, you don't even know it. That line from The Office. But you'll be so money, and it's gonna pay off because you're gonna actually be able just to continue these workouts and change it up. Like, ooh, what kind of workout can I do to stay in this heart zone range? How can I do this? I'm gonna do zone training. I'm gonna get ready for an event. Well, maybe I should go up to zone 3, zone 4, where I'm kind of going 80% of my maximum heart rate, just so I can expel that energy, or if I need to take it down. Now, if I need to take it down, then I'm gonna go that 70-75% mark, just so it can be consistent. And when it comes to a load training, let's go about 60-65. 50 is gonna be like, it's gonna be our half. It might be a rest day, it might be an active rest day, but we want to stay in that 75-65% range, especially if you want to burn some fat, you want to lose some weight, you want to lose some inches. Your boy's been losing inches. I'm already down 2 pant size already. My chest is coming in, my shoulders is coming in. I've already had good shoulders, but but it happens and it takes time. It's a process. That's why I say when we go so hard, we fall out of love, and we take our time, we fall in love. with working out, lifting. Things take time to marinate, things take time to mold, things take time to connect. Here and here, seriously here. Gotta check that heart rate, always. So, I know this is a lot of information, and that's why I actually did the podcast and actually filmed it for my YouTube channel for the PT session, which is JamT PTA. That's always in the show notes. But I haven't put a video out in a long time, and I felt like this would have been great, especially with a little bit of visuals and seeing this visual, just joking, but just to kind of give something different, a different dynamic than just hearing my voice, but also seeing me and also hearing things on the podcast, which makes things great. So you guys leave a comment down below on this video, DM me on Instagram, the JamT PTA page. Don't hesitate to email me. I am always open to questions, suggestions, whatever you guys need. I'm here for your service. That's why I'm here. I provide a service. That's what physical therapy is. And I don't mind. And if I don't have the answer right away, please be sure I will have that answer as soon as I find out, and I'm gonna give it to you. Just like how you ask, I'm gonna answer it to the best of my abilities. And that's all you ask from me, and that's all I ask of you. So I want y'all to pass this video and this podcast on to your family and friends, colleagues, because they could definitely benefit from this content that I have here, and there's always going to be more. And like I said, visit the Cool Attire shop to get all your cool attire needs and your PT session gear for the holiday season. Remember, 30% off your entire order at checkout. So you already know what it is. Happy holiday season. Until next time, stabilize before you mobilize, and let's get to work. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.